In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about the summer weeds that most of us are starting to see in our yards and around our neighborhoods. I'm going to show you how you can beat the heat and keep weeds from destroying your yard. Let's get out of the weeds. Thank you for coming back to yet another video. If you like these videos, please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Now, as we're getting here to the middle of July, we're really starting to get into the peak heat of our summers for most of us with cool season grass. This is going to be the time where our lawns are kind of stressed to their max, and just keeping them green is work enough. So now the one thing with this time of year is what you really start to see is some of those grassy weeds start to kind of wreak havoc on lawns. If you don't have real solid thick turf, your lawn just may not be able to fight some of these off. So some of the common ones you're going to be seeing right now is you're going to start to see your crabgrass, which everybody knows, and you're going to start seeing some of your foxtail and some of your grassy weeds that you typically didn't see as much into the spring. Some of the other weeds that you're going to begin to see this time of year is going to be spurge, will be another big one that you're going to see. And then also nutsedge around this time of year. So now hopefully if you put down a pre-emergent in the spring, you're not going to have as big of a problem with some of those grassy weeds like crabgrass. But it always manages to sneak through one way or another. The thing to note with crabgrass is that one plant can put down 150,000 seeds in one season. So if you let crabgrass go and just let it go to seed, it can absolutely be something you're going to be dealing with forever. So catch it early, kill it early, and then you can help to kind of eliminate it for year after year. It's another one of those, just like most weeds, that if you take care of it over the first few seasons, you can kind of get rid of your problem. Now the issue that we have though with our cool season grass is that the temperatures are almost too hot to really put down any herbicides, because typically you don't want to put them down anywhere above 85 or so, because you run the risk of damaging your good grass around it. So what you want to try to do, get it down early in the morning in the cool of the day. Try to find a cooler day mixed in between all the hot days and try to just do what you can. But a lot of times if it's all mixed in with your good grass, it's going to be tough in the summer here to really have good effective weed control. So the absolute best defense against any of the weeds you're going to be seeing during summer is a thick, healthy lawn. Now, since we're at our new house, I don't quite have our lawn where it needs to be yet. So I don't really have anything to resist the weeds. So it's just like no resistance. They can just pop up where they want just because there's not thick enough grass. If you kind of do your program over a couple years, you're going to have a thick, healthy lawn to where it's going to help kind of hold off a lot of these weeds anyway. But if you have a lot of bare spots, prime opportunity for these crabgrass and some of these other weeds to kind of sneak in there. So here you go. This is kind of what it's going to be looking like. You're going to have some good grass mixed in there. In my case, not a lot of good grass mixed in there. But there you go. You get some of these grassy weeds kind of can blend in to your lawn a little bit. Now here's another section of lawn. You can kind of look. There it is. Now it stands out a little more because I don't quite have that much good grass sitting there. But that's what it's going to look like. You're going to start to kind of get some of these grassy weeds popping up in your lawn. So now I'm going to take a little walk around the neighborhood and show you guys some of the stuff we're seeing here in Indiana, because it's probably very similar to the stuff that you're seeing. And we can talk about some of the things we can do to get rid of it. So overall, here's my front lawn. Not really looking too bad. Been getting plenty of water, so it's stayed green and held up pretty good. Here you go. Prime example of crabgrass taking over. Just kind of growing amongst good grass. This is left to go. Before long it'll all go to seed, and this will keep growing year after year until eventually it'd be all crabgrass. So here you go, some of the spotted spurge. You can see it has the little spots in the middle. It's another one you're going to see quite frequently during the summer.
Now here's a lawn that's really close to going dormant. They are watering it, as you'll see by the sprinkler, but they need to up it a little bit to keep it green. This next one here isn't a weed at all, but a perfect example of a tall fescue clump growing in the cool season grass. Sticks out like a sore thumb. And lastly, we have some mechanical damage which looks like it was caused by a vehicle of some sort with its tire marks. As you can see here, the pattern is just too perfect to be done just naturally. You can just see the tire marks running all the way up through the lawn.
So this is our toughest time of the year for cool season grass, really from now for the next month or so, because literally our grass is just fighting to just hang on. We're doing everything we can to kind of keep our lawns going and surviving through the summer, while for the weeds and all that that's popping out, it's prime time. Like, sun's out, buns out, baby. So these things are ready to roll. So there's a few things that you can do. We've talked about spraying down herbicides. Now, if you can get some cool days and be able to spray some stuff down, you can do a lethal combo of some quinclorac, which will take out a lot of your grassy weeds, and some Speed Zone, which will knock out a lot of your broadleaf weeds. Now, if you can kind of read the labels, make sure you're following the labels, but putting those together in a tank, mixing it up, makes a lethal combo for a lot of our summer weeds that we're going to be seeing, and it'll help kind of fend them off as needed. Other practices that you can do to also help kind of keep them at bay is you can pull them by hand. The one thing with pulling weeds by hand is make sure you get the whole root, because if you just rip it out and it breaks off, it's going to just grow right back there. But the one thing you can kind of prevent by doing that is you'll prevent it from going to seed. So a lot of these are annuals. So if you can prevent them from going to seed by either pulling it or mowing frequently enough before they ever go to seed, you're going to help prevent some of it for future years. But you just want to make sure, as you kind of go along, take note of where you're starting to see your problem areas, because those are going to be the areas that you're probably going to want to try to strengthen next year, because a lot of the crabgrass should have gotten taken out if you put down a pre-emergent at the beginning of the year. Now, one weed I didn't really see much of yet, which I know is coming, is nutsedge. I've had years at my previous home, man, we had some wild nutsedge. Now, the best thing if you're dealing with a bad case of nutsedge is to bust out the sledgehammer, because it works every time. You literally buy this little packet off of Amazon, you put it in mix it with 1 gallon of water, and you can just go nuts on all the nutsedge, and it'll just wipe it all out. So if you ever have nutsedge, get the sledgehammer, because I haven't really seen too much yet, but I know it's coming. So really, the best thing that you can do right now is just to keep on watering your lawn. Get down plenty of water during these times of the high heat where our grass is really stressed out. You're not going to have to mow as much, but keep mowing. As you kind of see it grow a little bit, keep mowing. Stay in that consistency and that rhythm. Things will get better. And so just kind of try to ease your lawn through here. What you don't want to do is get a bunch of fertilizer, get a bunch of things, and just start dumping, going wild, dumping a bunch of product onto your grass. Right now your grass is going through a lot of stress. So if you're going to put down some fertilizer, put down something that has some of that potassium. Help try to kind of ease your lawn and help it to recover a little bit from the heat and some disease and some other things that we're really kind of entering here. So when you look at kind of our growth chart for the year, we're smack dab right in the middle kind of the season, and this is not the time to play offense. This is the time to kind of get defensive, just protect your lawn, and then here in another month or so, we're going to be able to get aggressive and really start hammering our lawn, making big gains to the end of the year so that we can dominate all year. Lastly, I want to address the elephant in the room. What the heck is going on with my lawn? So, if you haven't noticed from just the background of a lot of my videos, my lawn does not look real good. Well, it's a combination of two things. One, I hadn't done a really good job of renovating. Last year, I kind of butchered my renovation job because I ended up having to go into work, so I only had like an hour or two to work on the lawn. It was way too wet, and so I caused a lot of ruts and a lot of harm to my lawn, and it never really took off that good in the fall. And then couple that with, we have a giant dog that likes to go and tear things up, and right now it even looks even worse because I thought I had my irrigation all set up. For my last video, I was talking about, okay, get your irrigation ready. You might have to bump it up a little bit to keep your lawn green. I thought I was all set. I have it on a timer, on a schedule. Everything's good to go. I keep looking day after day, and I'm like, what in the world's happening to my grass? Like, I literally lay out the cans in each zone, make sure I'm getting a ½ inch of water. Everything should be good to go. And my lawn keeps getting browner and browner. And so I go and I finally look, and I'm like, something can't be right. I was thinking my zones weren't working or something was broken with my irrigation system. Well, anyway, I go pop in, look at the irrigation box, and here my system's off. So what's been happening is my wife likes to turn on one of the zones for the sprinklers for our girls to run through, which is fine. It lets my girls have fun and also waters the lawn, help keep it nice and green. But what she's doing, instead of keeping it on the run program so it'll continue to run its schedule, after it's done for its 15 minutes or so, she flips it to off so it doesn't run at all. So here we've been having 90-degree temperatures consistently, full sun, very little rain, and my lawn has gotten absolutely no water. So you may beat the weeds, you may beat the disease, you may fertilize good, you may mow good, but the wife and the dog might still get you. So with that, and so make sure you're checking all areas and investigate with what might be going on your lawn. It might just be your wife's turning off the water. And so with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time when we get out of the weeds into a beautiful lawn.